plot of Disclosure Day rests on one absurd central conceit, and it has nothing to do with aliens. The central conceit is that the general public will not believe information is true unless it's filtered through corporate television news.
We're interrupting our coverage.
As the movie starts, the protagonists have already stolen government secrets. And then they go on a 2-hour chase to a TV station so they can broadcast the data live to CNN and NBC and CBS. Now, at any point, they could have uploaded it to the internet after about the first 5 minutes. They could have uploaded it to social media. They could have distributed it via BitTorrent. They could have sent it to an independent journalist or WikiLeaks. At any point, they don't do any of that. They need to broadcast it live on television.
This is Disclosure Day.
The notion that corporate news institutions are the arbiter of truth and that they legitimize information and that we won't believe it unless we see it on TV or read it in the New York Times is such an outdated, out-of-touch, neoliberal boomer idea that it is laughable on its face in 2026.
I hear it's gibberish. I can't understand it.
Most of you watching this already know to be extremely skeptical of what you see on corporate TV news or read in the newspaper. If we didn't have independent media, if we didn't have social media, we'd have no idea what was going on in Gaza. We wouldn't know about Israel's genocide there or their crimes in southern Lebanon, because corporate news is in the business of manufacturing consent.
And an agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
To be clear, I'm not talking about news bias in favor of one or another political party. I'm talking about the deeper systemic bias, the bias in favor of power, the bias in favor of corporate sponsors and capitalism, in favor of imperial policy, because that exists regardless of what political party a news outlet may or may not support. Which is not to say that there aren't some really great individual journalists out there. There are, trying to do investigative journalist work, but it is really difficult for them within a corporate structure that is designed primarily to uphold power, not challenge it. And these institutions have basically operated like this forever. I stopped trusting corporate news back in the early 2000s when the US invaded Iraq, and I saw that corporate news was essentially cheerleaders for that war. They operated as stenographers for the people in power and provided cover for the war crimes that were being committed. So back then, I turned to the internet to get my news. I started following independent news organizations like Democracy Now! And today I do much the same thing. I follow independent journalists online. I see them reporting directly via social media, and I still follow Democracy Now! Given all of that.
And I use Ground News. And today's sponsor, Morgan, Bob. I thought that, seriously, it sounded like it was going to go into a Ground News.
A Ground News ad, yeah.
Like it would have been probably the most appropriate ever, but still.
Peak cringe.
Okay, am I audible?
No.
You are audible, yeah.
I'm having connection issues at my end. Everything keeps
having,
lagging.
An issue as well. I don't know what's going on with me, but I don't know if it did it mess up for you guys for a minute, like on my end?
It was like there was audio, but the video was kind of frozen.
Oh.
Yeah. I was getting video lag myself, and I tried to turn my camera on, and the camera was lagging too. So
weird.
We're stuck with my avatar.
This is a special occasion because I have something here. It is nobody knows this. This is the first time anybody's hearing about this. I got access to an alternate ending to All in Good Time. Mahler's screenplay film, the thing, it's pretty quick. We're just, check if you've seen that masterpiece already. How can you improve on perfection? I don't know, but he's Mahler. He did. Just check this out. Okay, apparently the fucking audio is not working there. So let me I'm gonna have to re-upload it.
That's already an improvement.
Making that a silent film is definitely
but it ruins the joke. Is the thing, because I finally did what Ryan had suggested immediately after we watched it on stream, where it's just somebody should add a fart noise to the
the dot
gas cloud. And the way I cut it as well, I made it less like he's less hesitant to even bend over and check the guy's dead body for whatever reason he does that. But yeah, he just kind of goes right for it, and then it's just a fart, and he's like keeps going. He keeps going down there, which is like watching that on purpose again is what I would say that's a good metaphor for. Anyway,
there's being legally you're allowed to do.
So my friend Your Cat Butt Face has just entered the chat. Say hello to Your Cat Butt Face.
Hello, your cat butt face.
We have leftist audio quality all of our issues all the time. Sometimes video as well.
And to compound matters, I have not only have leftist audio, I'm also stuck with heterosexual lighting.
Oof. Yeah. You got to fix that, man. You got to work on that.
Yeah, I've got a ticket in with the council to fix mine, but Mamdani hasn't gotten around to it yet.
Well,
Look, you can only do so much.
Yeah.
Seemingly a lot
it's appropriate
more than
in
anybody
my
ever
case.
believed that could be done in government, but yeah. We'll get into that. We're going to talk about Mamdani, and we're going to talk about, I'm going to go ahead and get everybody's take on this. Who is the exact perfect opposite of Mamdani on not like literally what their position in government is, but just like in terms of politics in general, like in terms of, the Riz and the aesthetic and the all that. Like, who's the exact perfect inverse person?
I would have to go with, so we're not talking necessarily about ideology, just
but it is kind of that too. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But we did JD Vance yesterday, so I'm gonna guess not JD Vance.
JD Vance has some measure of charisma, not much, but he has some. I would go
really
with
and accidental sometimes, but yeah, he's got it.
I would go with Ted Cruz.
Oof. I'm gonna go Stephen Miller.
It's Morgan.
Stephen Miller, yeah.
Oh, I'm good. Woo!
So we're gonna talk about Mamdani and his 3 wins up there in a larger government, and then the result, the kind of response to that, in particular, Stephen Miller's, it's kind of fucking wacky.
He's a wacky Nazi.
He's relishing he's like, oh wait, this Nazis are supposed to be really anti, this type of thing. I can't wait to get on TV and fucking be a Nazi about it,
Now hold on. I am pretty sure I have seen a clip going around from Fox News describing Stephen Miller as possessed of irresistible sexual chemistry.
Are you fucking kidding
me? Or irresistible sexual charisma. I'm not kidding you. Jesse Waters, the guy that
I believe it from him. He's the guy that like literally he's so disingenuous. He's such a smarmy piece of shit. Like he's the one that did the whole, Biden uses a straw, and I don't think men should use straws because it's like, you're dainty and it's like nobody thinks that way except for disingenuous.
This is some like cut the weird bits off the top of a Snickers bar because they're veiny.
Jesse Waters has bragged publicly about how he met his current wife, or how he convinced his current wife to start going out with him, by slashing her tires in the parking garage of Fox News so that she would have to get a ride home with him. That's how their romance started.
That's not a romance. That's a hostage situation.
Yeah, that's just like.
Come now. This is traditional.
I cannot.
Traditional masculinity. All right. You don't suck. You don't drink with straws. You don't eat with chopsticks.
You don't eat.
You don't take no for an answer.
I am about to get in that drawer and grab out a straw and chopsticks.
Look, here's what Jesse Waters. I got something for him. It's this.
Fuck off. Fuck right off forever with the power of 1,000 dicks. Okay.
Well, Benny Johnson is the one that would enjoy the power of 1,000 dicks. That's his thing.
He would.
Wait, are you developing chud blindness? Is it infectious?
Who is?
Just you, because you're like, oh, it's Jesse Waters versus Benny Johnson. Never mind.
Anyway, my point is, I'm going to need proof that Stephen Miller is the opposite in every way of Mamdani when it comes to Riz, because we have a major media organization telling us that Stephen Miller is the paragon of sexual charisma.
I feel like if a major media organization is telling you that someone is the paragon of sexual charisma and Riz, that you should just assume that that's not the case, because no one who works in those companies knows what either of those things are.
Okay, so so there was I don't know the details on the candidates other than that Dan Goldman was one of them that's getting yeeted. The Democratic Socialist candidates that Mamdani put his neck out for, and there was 3 of them. They all won. I think at least one of them won like incredibly.
Yeah.
Two of them won in landslide elections, and like actual landslides by like double digits.
Yeah.
And the other one won by, I think, 3 or 4 points.
And I was pleasantly surprised to see that one of them was Brad Lander, because if you remember, he was they were all running for mayor in the primary, and he was one of the ones that was like, okay, yeah, I'll agree to whoever wins as long as it's not Cuomo.
As long as it's not Cuomo, yep.
And I think he was the one that came in second after Mamdani, maybe.
Yeah, in the I forget.
It's like, imagine politics like that where people are actually making, healthy, beneficial connections and working together and stuff. That's crazy.
What if hear me out, we work together, we plan together, and then when we get elected, we do the things we ran on. I know, radical idea.
Like no shady money, like traded hands between these two guys or anything,
Right?
Probably not.
Nobody blackmailed each other.
Nope. There's no threatening or anything going on. So
I think with the Brad Lander race, part of the I want to touch on that one quickly, just because a lot of the major media establishments and online weirdos on the right made a big deal about how his opponent was the victim of anti-Semitic attacks.
Yeah.
But Brad Lander is also Jewish.
Right.
And that district has a high population of...
So,
And more to the point, that electoral district is the most Jewish district in the entire country.
Right.
And they voted overwhelmingly in a landslide election for the candidate who is saying Israel's committing a genocide, and we need to cut off all weapons to them right now.
Right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who is himself Jewish. So, and I think that is like indicative of what is scaring the right and the center about this wave.
That's happening.
It's not just that they're democratic socialists.
It is also that. I mean, it doesn't even matter whatever label you want to apply to it. What Mamdani's doing that's freaking people out is actually showing that government can do things. Do you know like 500 New Yorkers die of heat, or like the extreme heat
every year? Yeah.
And he was like, okay, we're gonna not let that happen anymore. So like,
what if we just don't?
Yeah. What if we just didn't let that?
That was the point I was going to make. It's not just that they're democratic socialists. It's that they're democratic socialists doing it at scale in a polity, New York City, that has a population larger than most of the states in the U.S.
Yeah.
So if it can work in New York, it can work anywhere.
Yep.
That's what they're freaked out about.
I also think that I think we have tricked ourselves a little bit as leftists, and I want to dig in on this a little bit. When we refer to politicians as quote unquote in the center, but I think using this election as a vertical slice, I think you can really see that there is what the center is not what people like quote unquote centrist Democrats tell us.
No, not at all.
You look at the 13th district race, which was between, now I forget the names, between Chevalier and, oh gods, Espaliot, I think is his name. He's the incumbent. Chevalier is the one running against him, and she's the one who won by a small amount, 3.5%. But that district is 50-something% Hispanic. And then the next major population group is African Americans at around 30%. Within the Democratic establishment wisdom is those two groups are the more conservative Democrats.
Right.
That's how they see those group of Democrats as an ethnicity. But they're voting for the far left candidate. So if that's the center of the party, that means these establishment types are to the right of what they call the center of the party, even though they see themselves as the centrists.
I also think that a factor is when you, as a party, as an ideological space, spend nearly a century just calling everything that you don't like socialism and communism and whatnot, and it worked really, really well for a long time. But at a certain point, particularly whenever things are getting so bad that people can't deny their fucking, lack of anything positive and seemingly only more negative and less money going on. it don't be surprised that you're using disinformation and info chaos that way to keep people from, keep people voting for you, right, and keep them freaked out. Don't be surprised if that doesn't work out in your favor eventually, right?
When things like fixing the roads are socialism,
yeah.
Eventually, so you've made everything good socialism. So then socialism is going to be good.
Yeah, as Karl Marx,
and now it's like, okay, we don't care. That doesn't mean anything. You're just saying shit at this point.
Right.
Look, as Karl Marx wrote, socialism is when the government does stuff. If the government does a lot of stuff, the more socialist it is. And when it does even more stuff, then it's communist.
Oh, okay. All right.
I got
to come back to the point about the center of American politics, I would argue that the center is where the majority opinion is.
Right.
Right. And all of the polling data that we have available shows that Medicare for all, free healthcare, or not free healthcare, but free college, all the whole Democratic Socialist slate is supported by a majority of Americans, not just a majority of Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
Majority of Americans polled. If you take off the label socialist,
right,
or Medicare for all, and you just explain the policies to them, it is supported by like 75 to 90% of the public, depending on which poll you look at and what their methodology is. So candidates who support those policies are the centrists.
Right.
And anyone who isn't supporting them is to the right of the center.
Well, so yep. I got a guy right here that's got something to say about this whole the country being exposed to the poison of democratic socialism here.
Uh-oh.
They're going to make you the poster child for the Democratic Party.
Let them. We don't have to ask ourselves what life looks like if a socialist wins. I won last November, and over the course of these last 6 months, what we've delivered for working people are the very things we were told were impossible. We've delivered free childcare for 2-year-olds for the first time in New York City history. We've delivered tens of millions of dollars back to tenants who were taken advantage of by bad landlords. We've delivered 165,000 potholes being paved. And we've done all of these things while also delivering the lowest recorded crime in our city's history. That's what it looks like to have democratic socialism. And what you're seeing is that New Yorkers experienced this for 6 months and made the decision that they wanted to see more of it on the national stage as well.
He says good words. I like the words.
He's so good. He's so good.
Well, he also said this. Moving over to the other aspect of the mom Donnie menace. I was trying to think of something clever to say. That's all I got. So
it happens.
The mom Donnie menace.
Mayor, some members of the Jewish community, including Democratic Congressman Josh Gottheimer, were alarmed by the language you used at the rally last week, calling AIPAC monsters who move dark money. These are phrases that invoke old anti-Semitic tropes and conspiracy theories. What do you say to those who are concerned that the language you used is dangerous?
Now, I want to be very clear. We're talking about a status quo where children are being killed on a daily basis. More than 1,000 Palestinians have been killed by the Israeli military since the so-called ceasefire. Even an Al Jazeera journalist, Ahmed Wishah, was killed this past Saturday by...
So yeah, I said to Morgan before, like it's, you can easily see that he's got prepared statements here. So it's just kind of like, he was the kid, like he's all sexy and cool now, but I guarantee he was the biggest fucking nerd in school.
Oh, he's a huge nerd.
He was taking notes. I mean, like, I don't know if you've seen what he's like when it comes to soccer or football or whatever. Like, apparently he's like the rare type of football, European football nerd that doesn't even like, I don't know, I'd have to get a clip, but it was like, what's his name? Adam Friedland was kind of roasting him for it.
Sure.
It's like the nerdiest kind of fan you could be of that sport, where, yeah, you're just all fixated on numbers and shit. So.
Oh yeah, so he's the soccer equivalent of a baseball guy.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
because baseball guys are like, they're crazy.
Look,
they're actually nuts.
I'm not familiar with sports balls. I don't know what they do. So
I have a family that is, so I've osmosed things.
An Israeli strike. And when I am speaking about AIPAC, I'm speaking about an organization that has been supportive of the status quo, that has fought any attempt to actually deliver safety to people not just in Palestine, but frankly, through much of the region. And it is a status quo for immorality. It is one that I will not accept. And when it comes to the way in which they defend the status quo, oftentimes they defend it through direct contributions, as we are seeing right now in New York 13. Oftentimes they also support the status quo through dark money, by filtering money that would have previously been directly from AIPAC, now through other shell organizations whose identities of their contributors are only made clear after an election. And I think that it is important that when we ask ourselves how such death and destruction is happening overseas, we also name those who allow it to take place.
All right, we're going to
go. I mean,
he's so good.
It's pretty rare.
I want to say something about the framing of the question that was asked to him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because he, in fact, did not say AIPAC are monsters.
Right.
Who are directing dark money. That question took two different sections of the speech he gave that had like a whole paragraph between them and connected them into one brand new sentence that he never said.
His dodge is good. Like, he's good.
Dying of the old world and birth, the new world is struggling to be born, and they're this time of monsters. That's like
and that's a famous Gromsky quote.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And so it just shows you how dishonest that whole faction of the American media is. That
holy shit,
they're desperately trying. I don't know who they think they're convincing. I mean, if the most Jewish electoral district in the entire United States elected a Jewish candidate who says that Israel is committing genocide and we need to cut off all their weapons.
You know who they're saying that for? It is the corporate lords.
Yeah.
It is the people that pay the bills, and who, whether or not I don't know what they believe, but they want to feel like they're in control, so they need to sit here. They need to see somebody representing them and their bullshit, and AIPAC on corporate news asking the corporate questions, and
right.
So.
But
they believe
what
they'd like to get paid.
Is why they think saying any of that publicly is going to convince anybody anymore. Like the corporate AIPAC is going to do what they do anyway, whether someone says it publicly or not. They're going to keep supporting candidates and funneling money into the campaigns they want to support. They don't need a member of the media who isn't receiving their money to say anything like that. They can't possibly believe that their framing is going to sell their ideology to anybody anymore.
I mean, I guess they're just kind of like playing to the cheap seats, right? Like the ones that were still on board. It's kind of like who are these chuds that neurotic? Who are they talking to anymore, right? Like there's clearly like a segment of people that need to hear the words said, I guess, to feel like they're okay, and I don't know.
And I do like Mamdani's answer here, though, because basically what he said was, look, genocide and pedophilia. He didn't mention that part, but this is the answer we should all have. Genocide and pedophilia are pretty much the worst things you can do.
They're real bad.
Nothing this candidate over here named Mamdani supports is worse than those things.
Yeah.
And if you are a defender of the status quo that supports those things, you can go fuck yourself. I'm not interested in your opinions on morality.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it is very heartening to see that it seemingly not overnight, but I mean, it does seem to have happened kind of fast. Not really if I stop and think about it. It took, since October 7th it's happened, but still the fact that this is becoming the, litmus for, whether or not you're worth a shit to vote for. You may I got a rant from Kyle right here. Actually that thing where he says the power of 1,000 dicks is the end of this rant, which is exactly what he's talking about. Check it out.
They're lying, and they know they're lying. They know they're full of shit. They know they're lying. They know it's bullshit. We're done playing around with you. We don't like you. We want no relationship with you. We view you as the enemy because you are the enemy. If you're pro-genocide, that's not just one area of disagreement. That is, you are immoral. You are unethical. You are evil. That's evil. You can't say like Dan Goldman, I'm progressive on all these things except on this one issue, I'm a fascist.
And it's like, it seems like it should be obvious that, but we're finally getting there where that's the standard, and that should be the standard. Should have always been the standard. It's disappointing it wasn't, but it's becoming that now, and that's fucking great. And I'm very curious how the Democratic establishment is going to respond to this. Although it's concerning how they might respond. As how they've done in the past with Bernie and stuff. But
I think I shared with y'all a story about. I have a coworker who's very, I would say, establishment Democratic Party liberal, and we were discussing Graham Plattner last week or the week before that, and they asked me about the scandal about Graham Plattner and his girlfriends or whatever, and my answer to them was, well, I don't hear him doing anything worse than supporting pedophiles or supporting a genocide, so I don't care.
Yeah.
And they actually gasped. They gasped audibly when I said that.
Talking about an adult who made a mistake with early in a relationship with another adult, and it wasn't even like a physical mistake. It was just a lapse in judgment kind of thing. And
like a texting thing, wasn't it?
Yes. And then those adults decided to, they worked through it. They got into therapy and they've decided to go ahead. I don't think they were married at that point yet. Maybe they were. Or they just got married, something like that.
They were. Yeah. He was sexting. He was continuing sexting relationships he had before they were married,
right,
into the early stage of his marriage. And his wife found out. They went to therapy, and
she's clear. Like the only person whose opinion matters at that point is hers.
It's hers,
right?
Yeah.
But the information, that story, was given to his campaign by him and his wife.
Yeah.
And then somebody on his campaign leaked it.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah. It's fucking.
Yeah, because someone left the campaign over some other dispute and then decided to leak it for the money or whatever.
It was probably the same, as he said, it was probably the same person who was the mysterious person that came out during the whole tattooed thing and was like, oh, he knew what it was. He's known what that was for a long time, but they didn't, as he literally said, that was probably the same person.
Yeah.
Because they're just clearly, scorned or whatever the fuck. And
which I like in a weird way is a good thing that like,
I mean, he knows how to
blown all their ammo against him now. Like he's wrapped up the primary, the elections in 4 months or 5 months, and
with the fucking highest voter turnout in like what Senate primary history. Is that right?
Yeah, something like that. Something crazy.
It's fucking nuts. And it's like these are the things that are I'm trying to grab onto these because I've been having a rough go of it lately, and these are the kind of things that just they're little sprouts of hope. You know what I'm saying?
Need some pure hopium.
Things that the larger voting population is starting to wake the fuck up and realize we gotta adjust the perspective in order to adjust the reality.
Yeah. Hey, the Graham Plattner thing is so weird because the whole story feels forced in a way because, like, if it was in my state, I'd probably care more. But, like, he's the primary challenger in another state in Maine, and it's a national story for months that he got a shitty tattoo when he was a shitty guy in the shitty military. Okay. That's not great. I question his judgment. I might not vote for him in the primary, but like, okay, like why is he still a story? Like why not now? Like we're into sexting he did a decade ago or whatever it was. It's just like, come the fuck
context
on.
of them focusing so much on something like that, which maybe should be something to be considered in a different reality than one we're in right now, where the fucking president is almost certainly just a disgusting, violent,
Well, it's almost like. So here's the thing, like Secretary of Defense Hegseth has Nazi tattoos.
Yeah.
He does not feel shame about that fact.
Crusader tattoos.
Yeah, they're not about, it's not Nazis, it's Crusader stuff, and the Crusaders weren't Nazis.
I mean, the Nazis stole a lot of Crusader iconography because Nazis stole all of their iconography.
Pete, I literally I had mistaken him in my mind for some more specifically, Nazi stuff, and I looked it up and like, okay, so it's right there on the line where like you can have a little bit of you can have benefit of basically anybody that knows what he thinks and stuff like that. Right? He has them for that reason for sure.
Yeah. So, but he's got sketchy tattoos.
Yeah.
nobody cares. The problem seems that Pletner regrets his decision. Not that he had the tattoo, but that he regrets getting the tattoo once he knew what it was. And that the problem isn't that he's sexting these people or was sexting these people years ago. It was that he stopped because politicians get caught in these scandals all of the time and nobody cares anymore. The president's a pedophile.
Right.
And a adjudicated rapist, right? He is liable for sexual assault. And now he's getting the Justice Department to go after the person he owes money to for that. So that's a fun fact.
There is so much stuff in the Epstein files that should be talked about. This basically, the half that we've got anyway, should have been talked about, for at least a couple of hours on every news station since it started coming out. But like they have not done it. There's people that have done the investigation. People dug into it, but they have not done the actual discussion of the details and the matters. And if they had even given just a slight smidgen of the attention to that stuff that is warranted, then I might take something else seriously like that. But all it does is it really just casts this fucking giant spotlight on what they're doing. Like, wait a second, why is this? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on here? Oh, I see.
So like the whole Pletner story is just like that he like became better as a person.
And that's what I saw a lot of Mainers, I think they call themselves. It's weird.
Yeah.
We're saying that like, I'm talking older folks too, that were like, you know what, I'd rather have somebody that's made mistakes and has grown. And it's like, oh my fucking great. I love that. I hope that Maine is not the only state that's kind of being sane about it right now.
Like they're the new attack in Wisconsin for one of the gubernatorial candidates from the Democratic Party. She has a lot of credit card debt. And they're attacking her because she has credit card debt. And do you know who doesn't have credit card debt? Billionaires, people taking dark money.
Oh, billionaires have a ton of debt. Most of their wealth is debt related. Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't have credit card debt, right?
Yeah,
they have magic debt.
Yeah.
That doesn't count.
But you were right earlier, though, when you said that the story about Graham Pletner seems forced. It's because it was.
Yeah.
And it was forced into a national spotlight because he's represented to the establishment. He is representative of forces that frighten them.
And it was very obvious because within days before the election too. So it was like pretty clearly like, okay, we got to put this out there. They probably sat on it and just waiting to see if they could get him with other stuff because they probably recognized it wasn't really that good, as far as something to throw at them. Yeah.
I think one thing that's impressive.
Maine is a bellwether state. It's considered a bellwether state in American politics. So if his brand of democratic politics can take hold there, again, like with Mamdani, it can go anywhere.
Yeah.
And that's what scares them. It's not that it's like a localized phenomenon that they think they can contain. They recognize it as a threat to their entire system. Now, I don't think capitalism is going to be brought down by
Pletner,
the mayor of New York City or a senator from Maine, but it represents at least a return or an attempt to return to just basic social democracy like we had under FDR.
Mm-hmm.
And even that is too far for them. So they're going to dig up and try to catastrophize every little thing that any Democratic politician has ever done, while ignoring the fact that there's a pedophile, rapist, war criminal in the White House, supported by an entire political party that appears to be in on the part of the child diddler.
Yeah,
not caring. It's not a deal breaker for them.
No, it's not. Speaking of war crimes, Pletner was in the Army and the Marines, correct? He was a Marine, then he was in the Army.
I forget which came first, but he was in both.
Yeah. And he worked for a PMC, Blackwater. Yeah. He has done war crimes, right? Like, but that doesn't come up.
He's all but admitted it, basically, with the way he's talking about stuff. Like,
But like, that's the one thing they won't use against him, which is talent.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. That's
telling.
that is the worst thing that Plattner has ever done, by his own admission. The worst thing he ever did was support and participate in the war in Iraq and all that other stuff. And he's as much as said, I committed war crimes, because the entire thing was a crime. But it is really interesting that they don't go after him on that.
Right. It's the one thing that
it's like the only thing I actually have any moral objection to about the guy.
Right, exactly. It's like, oh, the tattoo is bad, whatever. Okay, but yeah, he's a war criminal. That's not great.
Yeah.
I mean,
although it is worth pointing
oysters
out,
aren't so great. I'm not a fan.
I'm not an oyster gal, yeah.
It is worth pointing out, in fairness, that what he did when he worked for Blackwater was provide bodyguard services to diplomats.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is an important job that needs to be done. And it's the real crime there is that we privatize that and have private military contractors do it rather than federal agents or something. But when he worked for Blackwater, it wasn't like he was out murdering
in the
children
field.
or anything. He did that while he was in the military.
Right. He had already done that by that point. It's just one of those things that he's all but admitted it. It's the one thing they will never go after him for. Even though arguably if they started there, I think that'd have been the most successful.
Other than the tattoo thing, which took me some time to fully, take it in and see it outside of my own perspective enough to recognize that this could happen. Because at first I was like, there's no way. There's no way. But I worked it out.
Yeah. I think for me, my opinion is still that I don't know the other candidates involved. So for the people of Maine, I will leave that in their capable hands.
Well, I mean, the main thing, the thing that got me over the tattoo thing was thinking about, okay, so what is the fear that if this is a Nazi tattoo, that he's a secret Nazi?
Right.
And
very clearly not.
If he is, then he's pretty bad at it because we also have his, at least friendly to communist and socialist ideas Reddit posts from, roughly the same era.
Right.
So what kind of fucking Nazi is he?
Yeah. So I want to point out this chat from Sean Hickman 2215.
Yeah.
Brad Landers has described himself as a liberal Zionist, and make of that whatever you will.
Sure.
But he has said explicitly, Israel is committing a genocide, and we need to cut off all of their weapons right now.
So yeah,
and I don't think those things are mutually exclusive.
So I don't care. I don't care if he describes himself as a Zionist or not. I care about what policies is he fighting for.
I saw a clip of him talking. I was like, whoa, that's kind of it seems like he's trying to walk a line, even though he is very he's not going to be able to do it with Zionists because he's basically saying that like what you just said. He said that, but anyway, I saw this clip where he's talking to somebody telling a story that he went to some party or something like that in New York where was basically walks in there and there's a bunch of Zionist folks in there and they. This one guy comes up and starts fucking, kind of, aggressively arguing at him and stuff about it. And then another guy comes up and is being extremely irate and, way too much. And that first guy told him to chill the fuck out. So they had a conversation. So it was basically he's trying to say with that, we disagree, but we can talk about it.
Right. Which is what we should be doing.
Sure. I don't know what to talk about, but,
I actually think that he is a liberal Zionist, but also does not support giving Israel weapons. Those are not mutually exclusive positions.
One could have, right?
Yeah, that's a perfectly rational position, I think.
Well, I don't think it's rational to be a Zionist. So,
well, we would have to interrogate what he means when he says
by that,
because there are a lot of Jewish voters who voted for him would probably consider themselves Zionists, at least in principle.
Sure.
Because they want there to be a safe place in the world for Jews,
right?
And that they're Zionists in that sense.
In that sense,
they don't. That doesn't mean they have signed on for supporting a genocide or displacing indigenous populations to make room for Jewish homes. A lot of the resistance to what's going on in Israel is coming from the American Jewish community.
Mm-hmm. They don't want to talk about that though.
Yeah.
Because look at it this way, right? any person of Jewish descent can move to Israel and claim Israeli citizenship. American Jews have chosen to be in America.
Yeah, I have a couple of Jewish friends who've told me America is a safer place for Jews than Israel. In their opinion.
I believe them.
A safe place for Jews doesn't necessarily mean a Jewish state.
Right.
And that's for the Jewish community to decide. I'm not going to get in the middle
I'm
of that.
not going to tell them how to do that. Yeah.
But just the mere fact that a guy describes himself as a Zionist, I care less about that than I do about what policies he's going to support when it comes to ending the slaughter of innocent people. That's what I care about. I don't care what label he applies to his politics.
Likewise. Well, so you guys ready to take a trip over the other side of the spectrum here?
Sure.
What do you mean by that?
Prepare yourselves. Prepare your eyes and your souls for
I traded my soul for estradiol.
Now, you're looking at a group of people, they are driven by envy, resentment. They do not believe in hard work. They don't believe in a meritocracy. They detest the freedoms that are enshrined in our Bill of Rights.
Holy shit, Sean Hannah, your jowls, bro. Like, what the fuck happened? What is going on with his jowls now? Like,
I don't. What I noticed is that this is like this clip is almost like a meme, right?
Yes.
We're talking about how awful and jealous these people are. And the picture he's showing is of them smiling and looking around and like having a good time.
They don't believe in hard work. Well, how come he handed everybody their asses in the election? Because he worked pretty hard for it. But
he worked, I don't believe in hard work. Here's the mayor working, looking at records and stuff. What the fuck are you talking about, Sean?
Right. Like, and it's also, and once again, in context of President Trump, like this is a Trump, sycophant, Sean Hannity. Like
this is someone the president has texted with for advice going back to his first administration.
I don't even like the term work ethic really, but like the least amount of it ever. Trump has. Like, it's fucking funny. But yeah, he's literally just reading off the standard things to say, right? The resentment,
right?
And all that.
The same speech he's giving about Democrats since 2003.
We're past the Red Scare now, but yeah, that's what kind of freaks them out is they're I don't know, just keep doing Red Scare stuff, I guess. It's like, nah.
Have we Red Scared enough yet?
Rights. They want you to own nothing. They want you to live your life in service to government.
Sean Hannity was really going through it while reacting live to the recent New York primary election results.
He has now lost his primary to a radical socialist backed by Mamdani. It appears that, a pretty scary trend.
Holy shit.
Isn't Lander the one who wasn't a socialist?
Yeah.
Or is it one of the other ones was not?
Well, I'm not sure what Landers describes himself as along the socialist axis, but the Fox News is going to call any Democrat a socialist.
Right. Yeah, anyone would call
to the and John Fetterman socialists.
Right, yeah. And they have.
Yeah.
Continue.
Oh, sorry. Can you hit play?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I can hit play.
Another window opener.
Transformation is now fully underway in the Democratic Party.
Even appearing to choke back some tears out of anger, frustration at one point. Now, speaking of anger.
But they're all like this. Look at Roy Cooper in North Carolina. He released murderers and killers and rapists. So this is a choice about defending you and your family. A vote for Republicans and Trump is literally a vote to protect the lives of the people you love most in this whole world, Sean. Democrats you grew up with. The Democrats that your mom and dad grew up with, the Democrats that your grandma and grandpa grew up with, do not exist anymore at all. Not at any level of government. A vote for any Democrat anywhere for any office is empowering a party that wants to strip this country to the bone, to take away our security, our defense, our way of life. The radical left base of the Democrat Party is electing the most socialist, the most communist, the most lunatic candidates, the most fringe candidates that possibly exist.
So I want to point out what he just said about the Democratic Party, about your mother's and your grandmother's Democrats no longer existing, is 100% true. It's just not true in the way that he thinks it is.
Right.
Because the Democrats he's mad at are those kind of Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Democrats that my grandparents supported were FDR, Harry Truman. They created Social Security. They supported Johnson, who created Medicare and the Civil Rights Act. Those Democrats don't exist anymore in the party, at least in institutional power.
Right.
But they do exist at the grassroots, and we're coming back, baby.
Yeah.
And your overwhelming sexual charisma is not going to stop us, sir.
He's shitting, pissing all over himself. It's fucking crazy.
This is peak masculinity right here. Drink it in, ladies and gents and NBs.
Stephen Miller is to sexual charisma what the anti-life equation is to life.
Yeah.
He is the exact opposite.
He is
in a mythical way.
If Superman is Riz, then he is fucking Bizarro.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. We made it a comic book thing, motherfuckers.
It is really interesting though to me to watch Fox News describe this man as like a Riz Lord. We're talking about Trump like he's a Riz Lord, and it makes me wonder how sincere they are in arguing that. Because even in 2016, when Trump was on the rise, I sort of got it, but he was still the least masculine person I have ever seen, and the least persuasive person I have ever seen run for president. And I got like watching him do retail politics, where you go to a diner and you meet voters and shake their hands. He's really good at that. Trump is really fucking good at that. But when it comes to like being on the national stage, I was like, what do people see in this dude?
Well, he's good.
I have trouble believing anyone really thinks that about him.
And yet here we all are.
I was like, wow, he is pretty good at this shit. But it's like, it's only if you don't expect him to actually address the real things that, because he can't. He's literally incapable. He like just makes it about himself and makes some kind of reference to something or whatever. But like he is good at making people feel seen in the moment.
Yes. Yeah.
They're kind of dumb and they don't know, they don't actually care about politics or issues rather. But yeah.
Well, and I think that's part of the thing is that he made racists feel seen.
He did. He made vile.
Right. But it wasn't even like, if you watch the footage of him, it wasn't even about them talking about race. It would be stuff like they would bring up a copy of his book to sign for them, and he would ask them about their families, and he would remember their names from like 2 hours ago and would say something nice about them.
He cannot do that now.
And he was just very personable with them.
Yeah.
And it was never about policy. And he made them, this was like an important, from their perspective, this was an important, rich, famous reality TV star noticing them.
Right.
And it made them feel like special.
Mm-hmm.
So he was super good at that. But when you put him on the national stage to give a speech or something, he just falls apart. And I've never quite understood the,
well,
do people really think this man has charisma? I don't at that scale. I don't think they do.
I keep forgetting that I really wanted to show everybody. I don't know if you guys checked it out when I shared it this morning, but
I did not have it. Well, I could have, but I didn't.
Okay, so this is a video that I'm not sure how much they actually have been trying to suppress it, but I've seen, it could be hyperbolic. I'm not sure. But
sure.
On Easter Sunday this year, Trump did a luncheon for a lot of his, I guess I would imagine, I mean, they're his biggest supporters, so I imagine that means the people who've paid the most.
Probably.
And apparently they uploaded this hour-long video to social media later that day after, the luncheon or whatever, where he's just talking. And then they immediately took it down because they realized, holy shit, this is really bad. Like these things he says in this is fucking, how I was saying that he's not low filter anymore. He's no filter.
Yeah, he's because his brain is moosh.
So with that in mind, here's it is only a couple months old now. Here's what he says whenever he's just like, oh, you know what? These are all my biggest supporters. I'm going to give them the goods. I'm going to fucking, I'm going to give them the classic Trump, except he's too brain rotten now to realize he's not classic Trump, that he's just an old man and he's just saying shit that can actually be politically damaging to him.
Right.
Add a little graphic for ours there at the beginning. That's pretty cool, right?
I love this guy. He's so nice to me. Every time I watch, and I appreciate. We're not supposed to be seduced that way, right? But I am. When somebody's nice to me, I love that person. Even if they're bad people, I couldn't care less. I'll fight to the end for them.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. So I mean, this is a highlights reel kind of clip, but like he went on like this for an hour basically, from what I understand.
Yeah.
So I appreciate it. But the Supreme Court's not been acting very well, actually. And Republicans, judges, and justices, they always want to show that they're independent. I don't care if Trump appointed me. I don't care if it doesn't make any difference to me. I'm voting against him because they want to show their independence. You know, stupid people. Pam and I were over there with some people. We watched, and actually nobody knew what the hell was going on. Simple subject. Simple subject. You know, I hope you're all watching that, Scott, because we had some asks. And, you know, we spend trillions of dollars on NATO. And when we need them, which we never do, we didn't need them here either. To be honest, I was really asking because I wanted to see what they do. We didn't need them. We blasted the hell out of them, out of Iran. And the last thing I needed was NATO stepping in our way because they're a paper tiger. But so we didn't need them, but I asked anyway. And they probably think I'm the worst salesman ever. I was the worst. They would have much preferred Franklin Graham or somebody that's a good salesman than Trump because I'd say we'd love to have some help. Oh, President, I'm not sure that we can. Oh, that's okay. You don't want to do it? Well, if we. Oh, that's okay. You don't have to do it. So he gets off, probably says, man, that was easier than I thought. Then I call up France, Macron, whose wife treats him extremely badly. And
well, that's true.
He's still recovering from the right to the jaw.
Oh my God.
What?
I don't know, but like just that first thing he said is just like, Jesus Christ, man.
He does not like. I literally know people in their 90s who have more coherence and energy than him. And
yeah, I do too.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
Which,
like,
yeah,
people. We've talked about this before. If Biden had footage like that floating around, it would be all over the media right now.
Oh, for sure, it would have been all. Yeah, I mean, it would still be all over the media because they still want to talk about Biden, probably because Biden will, even when Biden was in office, he would not use the mechanisms of government to undermine and or destroy the media, where Trump very much will.
And at the same time, they even though Biden, stayed clear of anything other than the fucking pardons, there, in which I kind of get, but kind of like also like, come on, man. Anyway, but like he stayed clear of any kind of conflicts like that. But the mere possible suggestion of some tenuous link between his son and Burisma or whatever in Ukraine was enough for them to just fucking shit their pants for 3 consecutive years about.
Yeah, longer than that.
Yeah. And meanwhile, gesturing around to everything right now.
Yeah.
This is fine. It's all fine.
It's all good. It's no problem.
Yeah, clearly. Nothing wrong here. We're all fine. Thanks. How are you?
Han Solo. Excellent. So I know this doesn't really matter that much, but the reflecting pool thing kind of does matter because when you think about it, this motherfucker pardoned people who literally assaulted the democratic process, and I know that there's ways that you can appeal to the right by saying they attacked cops. They attacked human beings that were doing their jobs, is what I would say. They attacked people.
Well, here's the thing: appealing to the right that like, oh, these people attack cops does not matter. They don't care.
Yeah, they don't actually care. But nonetheless, this reflecting pool thing has become his. I don't know if he legitimately is focused on this, like he actually cares as much as he says he's acting like he does, or if it's just a thing that he's using to distract. I don't know.
I think that it's the perfect symbol. And the reflecting pool controversy is the microcosm of everything that's going on with the U.S. government right now.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like they're doing the opposite of what it takes to keep it healthy and thriving and pleasant
They're
to
just
look at, but acting like this is
man to fucking basically put piss and poison in it, and
they're refilling the swamp. They're creating a new swamp is what they're doing while saying that they're draining the swamp.
And then they're blaming it on radical left terrorists or whatever that blah blah.
They're blaming it on like an Olympic swimmer.
The right fell for a meme that was like literally labeled with a tag that if you looked into it would have shown that this is a openly satirical website put this out.
Right.
The FBI had found some storage leftist Antifa storage shed that had a bunch of algae creating chemicals or some shit in there, and they fell for it. Which one fell for it?
Right. Again.
Yeah.
Because this is not the first time. This is like they're throwing cement at neo-Nazis at marches. It's just
but at the same time, like this, you look at the what happened in the these 8 protesters. I don't know if you guys saw that.
This is fucking nuts.
8. I mean, they've established, at least in their minds, they've established precedent now to just basically say a group of protesters are Antifa and therefore
terrorists.
So what happened was in the incident was there was apparently one of them had a gun, which I honestly don't believe is a great idea to protest one of those, but make your choice.
Wait, it was in Texas though, right?
It was in Texas.
Yeah.
So that's not a problem. That shouldn't be a problem under
So
Texas
a cop
law.
got shot. The cop did not, get mortally wounded or anything. But I don't even know how it played out. I just know that sure, that guy should go to jail probably. You know what I mean? Like he should be charged with the crime of shooting the cop, right?
Right.
However, there were 7 other people that from what I can tell, didn't even all know each other.
None of it. Yeah.
They all did respond to the same whatever social media channel that was like helping coordinate protests. So that was what they used to make the connection that this is an Antifa fucking cell or whatever. And they got ranging from 30 to 100 years in prison. So the guy that did the actual shooting got 100 years in prison, and that's too much even.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're going to file appeals, and hopefully there'll be something there to work with.
but even in appealing, right? You're in jail while your appeal is these people's lives are over, even if they get out of jail.
Importantly, 7 other people did not shoot anyone.
Yeah.
They just were protesting.
They were just there.
I think some of them had fireworks and they were charged with some kind of explosives related charge.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And the rest of them were just distributing zines.
I don't know if you guys, what kind of state, what y'all's fireworks laws are like in your states you're in, but like Texas, me being from there, every single summer and around New Year's, you can expect these pop-up warehouses to exist, where it's just like fucking wall-to-wall, floor-to-ceiling, insane fucking fireworks. Like to think that they then are going to go, oh, well, you have explosive devices. Wait, so we're selling explosive devices like en masse twice a year? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine, Dane.
Nobody cares. Okay. So yeah, it's
unless Antifa super soldiers have them.
Right. Seems to me that whatever judge or prosecutor there was trying to, lick Trump's ass and make him feel licked. So
yeah, gun rights and similar rights are only for conservative white men.
Mm-hmm. I mean, just some of the first gun control laws were because of the Black Panthers, because they were just holding guns.
Well, we had them before that, but
we had some, like the sawed-off shotgun stuff.
The modern gun rights movement doesn't. If they see like a black person walking around in an open carry state, like say Texas or Florida, they see that as a threat, and they're more than happy to lock that person up and charge them with all kinds of trumped up crimes for having and they'll say, oh my God, look, he had a gun.
Yeah.
Right.
Even if they're just like this, I think there was I don't know how staged this was, but there was TikTok or something that went viral a couple of years ago in an open carry state where a black guy put an AR-15 on, which is legal to carry in that state openly, and just walked around and conducted business that day and got like arrested I think it ended with him getting arrested, but he got stopped by cops multiple times.
Yep.
And he was like, I'm not breaking the law. You know, what's going on? There was a camera following him. So,
right.
You know, but the cops were probably on their better behavior than they would be. And then they did the same thing with a white guy dressed exactly the same. And he didn't get messed with once.
Nope.
That's wild.
Because that's just how that works. I was surprised because every so often the NRA will get involved in these cases like that, where like a person of color or a queer person is open carrying and they get stopped, and the NRA will actually every so often pretend to be about their principles long enough to put money and lawyers towards something, but it is not often.
Right, because the NRA is a gun industry lobby. It's not a gun rights lobby.
Right.
People
it was
need to
originally
an association, more like, you know.
What's that?
Yeah, it's a trade association.
Association, because they got caught. Never mind, forget it.
Yeah. Well, and they were also a front for Russian money too.
Yeah.
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 They got that one guy got honeypotted, or
a lot of people got honeypotted by that woman. She's in the Russian legislature now. That spy who did all that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, she's like a hero over there now.
Yeah, that's honestly rather funny. I think
it is really funny. Like terrible person, hilarious story.
But anyway, as I was saying, the NRA exists to represent the profit motive of the gun industry, and not to, whatever you think of the right to bear arms and Second Amendment issues. That is not the NRA's business anymore. They don't care about the right to bear arms. What they care about is generating profit for the gun industry. And that's why they oppose things that 90% of gun owners support, like comprehensive background checks and closing the gun show loophole where you can buy a gun without registering it at a gun show. Stuff like that, just basic safety measures that most gun owners support. The NRA is against them because it cuts into the profit motive of the gun industry.
Well, and you look at, like, I've talked about it on the show before, how I come from a sporting family, and my grandfather, when he was alive, owned a gun parts business and gun repair business and worked at gun shows. And I helped him with that, did inventory work and worked some gun shows. And just the change, especially like 2003, 2004, towards the AR-15 platform away from more conventional sporting rifles and like lobbying to allow AR-15 patterns in the 223 ammunition that they standardly use to be used in hunting was a big deal.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, why is the NRA involved in this? It's like, oh, because they work for the industry. And that was when I was done with the NRA. Because it had nothing to do with like if the 223 is a good ammunition for deer hunting. It is not. You have to be an incredible marksman to not just ruin the fucking deer's meat if you're hunting with a 223. Just the wrong type of ammunition.
Well, that depends on whether you intend to keep the deer, I suppose, for meat or whatever. If you're just there to kill things.
Right.
Which I imagine some number of hunters are.
In Wisconsin, that is definitely the minority.
Because,
most
every
Wisconsin
gun owner,
hunters want the meat.
I think this may have been a comedian, a stand-up thing. I don't know. But I've seen the conversation going around that every gun owner knows another gun owner that they think should not have guns.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone.
Oh, yeah.
You can be down at the range practicing gun safety and trigger discipline like it's a religious ritual, and then Gary shows up. And everybody's like, oh, fuck, Gary's here. Take cover.
Well, yeah. Well, so like one of the times when I was at the range with my grandpa, this guy comes in with a couple of his buddies. He's a younger guy. I mean, I was young at the time, so I don't know how young. But he was all hyped because he bought a Desert Eagle. And if you don't know what a Desert Eagle is, it is the movie semi-automatic handgun.
Yeah, it's a 50 caliber, right?
Right, it's the 50 caliber semi-automatic handgun. And he stands up there, and I'm going to stand up, and he does this to fire down range of the target.
It's the Dirty Harry gun, right?
No, Dirty Harry gun is 350 or
It's
44 Magnum.
I believe it's the gun that the agents were using in the Matrix.
In the Matrix,
oh, you're right.
Yeah. Dirty Harry has a revolver. But he
44
flew
Magnum, capable of blowing your head clean off.
The deadliest handgun in the world. But yeah, the guy flew.
357
pulling
Magnum.
the trigger
That's right.
once. His arm flew, pulled him backwards. He had to get taken out on a stretcher.
Yeah.
This is not the first. That was the first time I saw something like that. It was not the last.
Yeah. And so I think it can be helpful when you're talking to conservative gun rights types to just get them to admit that.
Yeah.
Get them to admit that they know someone personally that they think should not be allowed to own guns. And then be like, you know what? I don't think that person should be allowed to own guns either. So let's start there.
Let's start there.
And McLeod corrected us. It's the 357 Magnum is the Dirty Harry gun.
Is it?
I believe so.
Okay, well, it's been a long time since I've watched Dirty Harry, so.
I assume that's what McLeod was trying to say.
I think
the line from Dirty Harry, like it's the most powerful handgun in the world, capable of blowing your head clean off. Do you feel lucky, punk? My brain remembers that as being the 44 Magnum.
That's what I thought, yeah.
But it could be the 357. I don't know. I haven't seen that movie in years.
Yeah, I don't think I've
Not
seen that movie
the point, though.
Yeah, in a while. But yeah, so guns are fun.
I've done fairly extensive gun training for a non-gun owner. I know how to be around them, and I get so like being in LA and having been through classes where I used to take a lot of classes before the pandemic of like stunt performing classes, and the school I did martial arts at was doing courses for actors on how to handle a gun on camera and stuff like that. And just being around people who have no previous experience with guns and giving them a rubber gun that looks real and watching them play with it.
It's embarrassing.
Nervous as hell.
Oh yeah, it's super. It's not only like embarrassing and uncomfortable, but it is actually scary. Especially like if you've been around guns, or like my case, have been hunting and have like shot an animal. Like what it does to a living thing, and you're just like, please put that away.
Yeah.
You're going to hurt yourself or others, and I want nothing to do with that.
Well, the frustrating thing that I found going through those classes was the instructors would show the actors who showed up for the class how to hold a gun in a neutral position, propped up on one hand with the barrel pointed down and your finger off the trigger, and just holding it in that position. And he emphasized to them, if you show up on set and they give you a prop gun and you hold it like this, if you're at like an audition, not to the set, if you show up to an audition that involves using a prop gun and you hold it like this, you will probably get the part because you've demonstrated that you know gun safety before being on a set, and they won't have to teach you anything. And they were all like, yeah, cool. And then they wouldn't hold the gun that way. They'd hold it down at their waist, or they'd spin it on their finger, or they put it in their belt,
Oh gods, no.
And
child.
Me, the guy who's not trying to be like a stunt performer or an extra, is just there for like the fitness and stuff. I'm holding the gun properly. And the instructor keeps looking at me like, are you an actor? I'm like, no, bro, I'm just
here to learn.
Yeah, I'm just here to learn it. But anyway, that's a tangent. That's immaterial. It doesn't matter. But I do think that everybody, given how many fucking guns there are in this country, there's more guns than people.
Yeah.
I think even people who never ever want to own a gun or handle a gun could benefit from taking a gun safety class.
Yeah. They're super helpful. They're super informative. A good one will demystify a lot of it, will
Yeah.
help you learn what to do, how to handle them, all of the fun things. Because they, at the end of the day, like, they are a tool, and if you know how to use them and use them safely, they do exactly what they're intended to do.
Well, for me, I think it's the demystifying.
Yeah.
That would be helpful, because I have a lot of conversations with liberals out here in California about guns.
Yeah.
And they don't know anything about guns. It's like talking about a magic wand or something.
Right.
They don't have any idea. The concept scares them. Many of them. I don't want to generalize, but I talk to many people.
Yeah,
If you just mention the word guns, it kind of freaks them out a little bit, and their brain shuts off.
They get the scared rabbit look. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that being able to handle a gun in a safe way can demystify it for a lot of people, and it can make the conversation more rational.
Yes.
Overall.
Because, yeah, it's definitely easier to talk to a conservative gun person if you can have the conversation and know what the fuck you're talking about, and that does not take much. A gun safety course is like, I don't know, depending on your state, 12 hours.
Yeah.
And that's not like getting a concealed carry or anything. That's just like a hunter safety course. Because they will all teach you the basics.
Or even a self-defense course, like teaching you how to, like, because I know that when I was doing self-defense training and helping teach people, the program I was with included a component that for more advanced students that involved weapons. And these were people who had never touched a knife or a gun in their lives.
Sure.
And we would teach them just how to hold a gun. We wouldn't use real guns. We'd give them like a water gun or something like that. And just seeing people interact with a prop and demystify the experience for them enabled them to think more rationally in a training situation where if somebody has a gun and they're pointing it at you, you do what the fuck they say.
Yeah.
That's self-defense 101. Unless they try to take you to a secondary location, then you need to decide if you want to fight or not.
Yeah.
But there were many students who would come through that program, and even the sight of a water gun, which is what we use, water guns and rubber guns that were bright orange, in the hands of a person who is playing the role of an assaulter, would just shut down their rational thinking. So we would reverse the scenarios for them and would teach them how to hold a gun and all like a lot of basic gun safety stuff, so that they could make more rational decisions when they were training to defend themselves. And even in scenarios where after they'd handled the gun, the prop gun, and they would go through the scenarios again where one of us was playing the attacker role and pointing the fake gun at them, they thought more clearly about and were able to remember the training better because they had handled it themselves and weren't freaked out by it anymore.
Right. It's not as scary anymore.
Yeah.
You know what it is. Rather than somebody. Dane, how are you?
How am I?
Yeah.
I'm all right. How are you?
Bob and I are having gun talk hour, and you're just like hanging out.
Yeah, I'm just listening. I mean, I know guns. I learned to shoot guns when I was a lad.
It's not that special at the end of the day. Like it's just a gun.
I can definitely see how somebody who is not very secure with himself would feel an unhealthy sense of power by having a gun. That's not good, because I think that's probably a very bad percentage of people that own guns.
A big part of the problem with guns in our country, aside from the fact that there's too fucking many of them and they're too easy to get, is that the people who own them, too many of the people who own them do not take any care to gun safety at all.
They own them for no reasons.
Because it's not part, like, mainstream white male gun culture in the United States is
just an extension of masculinity in this country.
It's a codpiece.
Yeah. It's all wrapped up in like toxic masculinity and stuff like that. But guns, like basic gun safety, is considered like pussy shit in a lot of circles.
Which is like in any sporting community is just like you're embarrassing, insane, and the main fear is that you're going to hurt yourself. Because part of gun safety is like knowing how to clean your firearm. And because if you don't do that, best case scenario, it jams and you're going to have to fix it. Worst case scenario,
it blows your hand off or blows up in your
hand
face.
Off.
Yeah.
Like revolvers is a great example. You need to know how to hold a revolver, and it's different for every revolver, just a little bit, because when the cylinder is open, and so gas comes out of the cylinder because it's not a tight fit like a semi-automatic handgun. If you don't hold it correctly, you can cook your finger.
Yeah.
And people just get the dirty hairy gun and think they're a badass, and then hospital trip.
Yeah. You'd be surprised how progressive 2A groups are out there who actually teach and practice safety and responsibility with firearms while not treating it like a fucking fetish.
Yeah,
maybe.
Like when I took gun safety, it was not fetishized at all, and I took it like through an NRA program, and that program is very different now because I ended up with a copy of the materials a while ago, and I'm like, this is very different.
I was trying to set up a video clip way earlier, and I forgot. So I was trying to set up this. It's okay. These people that did the public service of acting out what Trump has been describing has happened to the reflecting pool.
Oh no.
Into a pool and take a knife and start cutting it.
But do you have proof of that? That they
Yeah.
You have photos or videos?
Well, let's put it this way. When you have a 350, I think it's 350, not 250, a 350-foot slit from one end to the other, you think that's
the reporters have been down there today looking for that slit that you mentioned. And
well,
there's no evidence of
all
it.
you'd have to do is see the Parks Department. They'll show it to you. But I saw it. They cut it. They cut it very violently. The same thing with the floor. They cut it. And then they lifted it. They pulled it. And that's what it is.
And I feel like we should see more of that whenever he's describing stuff. I think that would maybe help sell because I think most people just kind of we hear what he's saying, but there is like an element of like tuning the fuck out at this point. You know what I mean? Like it. So I don't know. I just feel like we should get some more improv going on of what he's doing there to maybe help us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm tired.
That's okay. It's been a long week.
Indeed, it has. But the good news is that I have my gun autism kicked in earlier. Dirty Harry gun had to double check. It's actually a Smith & Wesson model 29 chambers in 44. Oh, okay.
There it is.
I think this is some kind of French Canadian thing going on there, the way you spell chambers.
Probably.
Chambers.
Kind around here. I'm just kidding. I am from Texas. It's hard to get rid of that sometimes. Yep.
You can take the man out of Texas, but you can't take the Texas out of the man.
Did we want to talk about comics at all? Or
anybody read any comics lately? I haven't had much of a.
I read the end of the Ultimate Universe.
Oh yeah, we should talk about that.
I did read that.
I know there's they're building up to in DC Absolute Universe. They're building up to something called Absolute Crisis. Yeah, maybe it's the mainstream continuity. I don't know which, but some event called Absolute Crisis is on the way.
It's going to be both continuities, I think. It's going to be all of them crashing together because that's what the crises are.
Yeah.
They have always been that. That's the first one was literally about them rectifying conflicting continuities, and especially because you got like literally Superboy Prime is the Superman in the Superman comics right now, and he is
right now, yeah,
the embodiment of conflicting canon.
Yeah.
Boy, how
they're doing the same thing in Supergirl right now. There's an event called the Summer of Supergirl, and they're working out like Supergirl has an incredibly crazy canon problem, and
literally like one of she died in Crisis on Infinite Earth. She didn't come back until the goddamn 2000s, which is why Critical Drinkers video was like, 50 years of continuity as if it's all been consistent and the same. It just shows
But
how.
okay, so Kara Zor-El, Supergirl, didn't
Came
come
back
back,
and-
but there were other characters who were Supergirl in the time between that, and
one of them dated Lex Luthor for a while.
yeah, and one of them was like an angel or something. It was weird, but
wasn't one a robot too?
Then there's Power Girl.
Yeah,
and
then there's Power Girl, yeah, who is an alternate version of her. So it's a mess. But DC restored all in the Dark Crisis they had a couple years ago. They restored all of the continuity that they got rid of in the original Crisis on Infinite Earths, and just said that basically the way it works now is I think that the Prime Earth, which is what they're calling the main DC continuity, those versions of the characters remember everything that happened in all of the other continuities as if it happened to them.
Yes.
Right.
So it's a complete mess. But I am loving Superboy Prime being the main Superman right now. It's kind of funny.
It is.
They've kind of turned him into a little bit of a Deadpool figure too, with like how he has fourth wall
And
awareness.
he works at a comic book
he's always
store.
been that.
Kind of endearing, you know.
But I posted a panel in the Discord earlier of him saying, "Oh, is that the worst you got? I've seen hot takes on the internet that hit harder."
I did not realize that was supposed to be Superboy Prime.
Yeah, that's Superboy Prime.
Oh, that's cool. Like I thought that was John or something.
So he is definitely trying to be a good dude.
Yeah.
And I will say this: if you've checked out the Superman and Spider-Man comic, which is pretty great all around. It's really good. The story with Superboy Prime and Spider-Man was very good. He actually takes Spider-Man out of the reality, Marvel reality, lets him know that he's in a comic book and stuff. But yeah, and then Spider-Man gives him a little bit of some advice that it was needed.
That's good.
He's trying, man, but he keeps fucking up too. So
we all fuck up.
So Ultimate Endgame happened.
It was a thing that happened.
I keep feeling like I'm getting to the point. It's getting to the point where I'm starting to wonder if it's even possible to, unless the editors, the corporate or whoever, and then the creator decide on a set run amount of issues and time period. I don't know if it's possible to like tell a satisfying ending to stuff. It's because it seems like they end up wanting to, we're going to end this sooner than you expected or whatever, but it's not.
Oh God, the Storm problem.
The Storm problem?
They canceled Storm after 5 issues.
Oh God. Wait, the new Storm title?
Yeah, the one that just started.
They had the previous one. She was in, there was the same creator, the same writer, I believe.
Yeah, it went 12 issues, and then they relaunched it, and it went 5 issues, which isn't enough to like make it to a trade or anything, and they just cancel it. And there's like, fuck it, whatever.
Right, that's completely misinterpreting what I've actually said here.
Yeah.
Right.
Writing a good ending is hard. And like go ahead.
The Ultimate Universe, the inherent problem that's only really come into focus at the end of it to me is this. I wouldn't say it's arbitrary, but saying out at the beginning that each issue is going to be a month, right? That's going to be passes real time kind of thing. I think that created a scenario where you can only do so much character stuff, which I think the Spider-Man book did pretty well.
Yeah,
but also could have used more of it. But then also could have probably used a little bit more Spider-Man action as well.
Well, I think part of the problem is that several of the books feel like this. Maybe the only one that I felt really didn't run into this problem was the actual Ultimates and Black Panther. But like Spider-Man and X-Men, and even whatever the Wolverine was the book called Wolverine? No, what was it called?
Was it? No, it was what the hell was it called? No, it was called Wolverine.
Was it? Okay.
Wow, you're making me question myself now.
I haven't, but and that I think that was the worst of it as far as like the how time passage works. But X-Men and Spider-Man were also really bad.
So so what you end up with is and plus it seems like the battle against the Maker, this end game arc, was protracted when it didn't really need to be. It was just like spinning its wheels for several issues, I feel like.
It needed 1 issue more or 2 issues less.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it did get 1 issue more. I don't know. Did you read the final issue and then the finale?
I read finale, yeah.
There's the Mark Brooks cover for Ultimate Endgame number whatever issue it was.
Yeah, it's a really cool cover. I also feel like a lot of these titles had a problem where like they found out that they were ending in 18 issues instead of however many.
Right. They had to kind of extend it. Wolverine was definitely a victim of that.
Yeah, Wolverine was a victim of that. X-Men was a victim of that. Spider-Man kind of ended up in the water, just sort of treading water for the end bit there because they couldn't start something new.
Some spoilers for this end of the Ultimate Universe here. I got some pages. I'm gonna show. So there's this. This is after they do the win. I will say it's kind of upsetting in a way, like that Steve Rogers is just dead.
Steve Rogers is dead.
His soul isn't even. They didn't even find his soul. They didn't even follow up on that either. It's just like his soul's not there. Whenever they asked, I think it was Wanda to bring him back.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, but his soul is gone.
He's
like,
gone.
Where'd it go? He got his head cut off by Captain Britain of all people. Come the fuck on.
Motherfucker. Anyway. I do like the conversation between Tony and Kang.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. For those who don't know, Ultimate Kang is actually a future version of Tony Stark. And so by Tony Stark changed the future and effectively erased his future self.
And what's troubling is that Spider-Man came back, which I never happened. Spider-Man died pretty early on in the thing. Maker killed him, and I was like, oh, he'll be back because they got a fucking engine, right?
Yeah.
But then they didn't do that with Steve Rogers, and I just want to know why. Why do they not follow up on that? Are they leaving a seed? I mean, I know that they are definitely leaving a big dangler on this one.
Because now the people who were the Punishers are now the Captain Americas, and it's just a neo-Nazi group.
Big dangler.
They got a big old dangler. Let me show this big dangler they left at the very last page. They left
the very last page makes me mad.
Wait, let me show the one leading up to it first, because I guess that's relevant. So the Maker gets defeated, and in that, because he has been spreading out, he's become just like this massive evil essentially, and he's like spreading out throughout time and space all at once. And so the battle is happening everywhere, everything everywhere all at once, and then once everybody figures it out, like, oh, this is and props to Dennis Camp, he's really good at writing this kind of thing. I wish that there was more space for it to have played out, because it does feel a little bit rushed. But it gave me the vibe I was supposed to get for a little bit, but I was just wanting more of it.
Mm-hmm.
He's talking about like it's all one fight. All the little battles, they're not separate things; they're all the same thing. And and that makes a good point. It makes a good point about real life as well. And then so he ends up getting defeated, but then there's some little vestiges of them left that are kind of slithering around, and you get this that's not double space spread, but you got this page here. You got Iron Lad rather, saying that we're gonna have to succeed and fail and everything in between. They're writing their own reality now, and then somebody grabs this little piece of Maker shit that's left, right?
Yep.
And he's kind of rambling himself, like, all these assassination attempts throughout my whole life, like it all makes sense now, because it's Doom.
Stop.
Actual Doom, though.
Stop. I saw this, and I genuinely hate this.
I mean, I did wonder a couple of times, like, okay, so if Reed Richards is called Doom in this
because the whole time they kind of leave that hanging out there as like, whatever happened to like Victor Von Doom, like.
Well, I mean, you kind of assume,
that guy
they might have said something about it, but you kind of assume based on whenever they introduced Nick Fury and what he's been up to, that it's probably something to do with what he's done something.
Yeah, right.
The assassination attempts. Does he have a boner right there? It kind of looks like it.
It kind of looks like it. Yeah.
Oh my God.
He's kind of peeking.
Now that I did not notice that, but now I can't unsee it.
I just in the middle of speaking, I was like, "Holy shit, he's got an erection."
He's got a hate boner for Reed. We all knew that.
Ultimate power is an aphrodisiac.
But
Jesus Christ.
Especially how Doom, the character in the Ultimate Universe called Doom, goes out.
Which I think was done well, but not enough. Like I needed to understand that and needed to breathe for a goddamn minute. There was literally one fucking panel that showed them come back and then disappear. Like, what the fuck is happening right now? I don't actually know. It was not explained.
Well, no, it's not because he died. The reason he can see them is because he's dead.
Okay. Well,
because you know how like in several of the issues that are just about him, he can always like see their silhouette like in the background and stuff.
Yeah.
Like they're just over there. And now that he's dead, he can cross and see
He can
them.
be with them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah. Okay. So that it does make more sense that way. I had been a while since which, by the way, those were probably the best issues of the book.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Those are the best issues of the Ultimate by far. But I like how he became the Super Skrull effectively.
Yes.
That was so cool. But then this. And it's over, right? This is the end of the Ultimates for now. We're doing Marvel Midnight, which looks...
Yeah, which maybe it'll be good. I don't know. I'm probably going to trade
it looks like Temu Absolute DC.
Well, I'm not clued into Marvel Midnight. What's the T?
So the Midnight Universe is essentially they gave the free reign to creators to basically take the biggest properties from Marvel and reimagine them as horror properties.
Yeah.
Which is, look, I'm a horror head. I'm down for it. I'm down for even the premises sound good. It's just that I'm wondering, like, it almost certainly is kind of inspired by wanting to do something that might appeal to the people that are spending all the money on the Absolute DC stuff.
Because that shit's fire.
But I think that's if they're trying to hit the same note, they're fundamentally messing up already. Because the honestly brilliant thing, the really impressive thing about the Absolute Universe has been, not that it's turns out, it's just this edgy, darker universe. It is that, but that's the characters rise up and become, this in essence spiritually great representatives of their original versions by being that, despite this
everything stacked against them. Yeah. But so to end up, to give us Dr. Doom, to give us Victor Von Doom in like the costume without the mask at the end, it's just shit. It's pointless.
What are we
this
supposed to do?
panel adds nothing to the story.
Story would be with this, but it does. Hold on, there's one more page. Well, actually, a couple more, but this was the last thing that it says in the book.
Sure.
Which I was not expecting. I figured they're killing this universe off, right?
I figured we were going to get this page just because, like, why would you say we're done? Like, why wouldn't you leave yourself an ability to bring it back when you want, like, if you want to, right? Why kill it off if you don't have to?
Because I mean, I'm sure they will bring it back in some like crisis type event. It's in the future.
Sure.
To revisit it on its own, like, let's go back and spend some more time with these characters in that universe, I think is kind of pointless because it has resolved itself as being what's distinct from the original one. I mean, I guess maybe they could pop in on some Spider-Man family every once in a while,
right?
Considering that Lil May Parker was now wearing the symbiote last we saw. Not symbiote, whatever.
The Picotech not symbiote suit.
The not symbiote. Not symbiote. What? So they did yes, they did the meme from Doomsday Trailer.
Oh, they did. Oh God, don't. Yeah, I really like the final of Ultimate finale of Ultimate Endgame and Ultimate Finale were fine, and they have issues, but that's fine.
Some of the great
that page that is just like, or fuck all that.
I mean, look, they called it Endgame from the beginning. You kind of should have expected they were going to appeal to that shit more. You know what I mean?
I want to hit them with a hammer, Dane.
The literal cover of the first issue was just a remake of the poster for Avengers Endgame. Okay, so I got one thing that I really liked about the ending here. So one thing about, well, I don't think we talked about it much, but Wolverine, the Ultimate Wolverine book, was pretty good. I don't think it was.
It was fine.
Just being the only kind of window that I got into the mutant thing because I did not read any of the X-Men stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, I will now, I guess, but like it's not really my vibe, but I'll check it out anyway. So
it's a horror manga.
To the mutants of this universe, really, it wasn't enough. and I wanted more, and it, you know, I don't know. Nonetheless, it was still well done for what it was. Chris Condon, I think it is, did a pretty good job. The art was really cool. And then this was my favorite through line in that. And then I'm glad that they ended with this because, so basically, Sabretooth and Wolverine
are buddies.
They're good buds.
They're besties.
Just homies. And, you know, it's just a complete reversal of what it is in the original universe. And, yeah, good stuff.
The last time I had read Ultimate Wolverine was around, like, when he first showed up. And I'm like, I didn't know I needed good guy Sabretooth in my life.
It's really wholesome.
It's really, you know what it reminds me of? Is Sabretooth in the Exiles.
Like hiding out with these little mutant kids out in the wilderness and protecting them. You know, they see the Sentinel showing up, and they're like, "Oh shit, here they come! We knew they'd come." And turns out it's Logan and his new. And then the last page though is like kind of gave me. I got a little bit choked up on this because as they're walking off, Sabretooth reminds him it's his birthday.
Yep.
He's like, "You deserve a drink. It's your birthday." You know, and it's like, if you know the significance of that,
if you know,
okay. For example, the last time that we saw Sabretooth address Wolverine's birthday, which was in the very end of the Wolverine Krakoa era, he literally killed his son and, you know, threw his fucking body parts all over the place as just like a surprise. It's your birthday, which he does something like that every year for Wolverine's birthday. And it started the whole Sabretooth war where lots of blood happened. And yeah, so this being this version of it, I was like, nah, that's pretty fucking cool. Somebody knows their Wolverine lore, and I respect
it. And they did it to like just like it's almost like a sick joke, but only on you.
Yep. Happy
Which
fucking
I
birthday!
appreciate.
Earned a day off. You know. Oh man, good stuff.
Yeah.
Anyways, those folds are wrong. What folds? Wasn't Ultimate Wolverine originally a PDF file? What?
I think in the original Ultimates universe.
Was he? How did I miss that?
I don't know.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Yep. True.
Yeah. Yeah, her age was undefined other than she was younger than the at the time dead 616 Jean Grey.
Yeah.
And his age in the original Ultimate Universe was established as fuck old right away.
I mean, I can give you a laundry list of good conceptual choices in the Ultimates that I unfortunately did not get explored as much as I would have loved to see. But in the Ultimates title itself, essentially almost every choice, like kind of bizarre choice that they did was like, okay, this is fucking cool. Let's see what they do with it. And then there wasn't enough.
It could always use more. Yeah, that's the.
I don't know if I was kind of entertaining in a weird way, but did you read the Daredevil thing in the year of whatever the year book?
No, I missed that one. So it was kind of like, who the fuck are you? Why is Daredevil Deadpool and have a cosmic cube?
You know, like the original Beyonder from so this is Beyonder, and he's decided to be Daredevil and explore this reality, and he literally, like, it's pretty entertaining because he shows him kind of like he's fighting bad guys, but he's jumping in and out of the panels on the page.
Yeah, sure.
And like, yeah, it's real meta and weird, but kind of fun. A little bit of a you know, Deus Ex Machina in the Ultimate Endgame, but that's okay.
Yep,
these were great, dude. She fucking beat the ever-loving piss out of Banner. It was great.
Like, next to Doom, I think she's my favorite character, and I think the only reason I don't like Hawkeye more is they don't get enough character development. They have like one spotlight issue, and that's it.
Yeah, they were like really. I like their attitude originally. Like, it was like struck a good tone of like, no, fuck you guys. You know, I'm taking these arrows and stuff. Like, you don't get to say who gets them. You know,
right?
They're mine. Fuck off. And then basically Captain America kind of wins them over, and from there on they're just like, I'm on Team Ultimates now, and their personality kind of disappeared after that.
Right. They just kind of faded into the background, and I would have liked more of them because they seemed cool. That kind of happens a little bit to Ant-Man, but mostly because they can't focus on that story after one twist is revealed so that they can pay off the other half of the twist. Which how you think that Janet is a mole for Nick Fury, and she's actually a mole for the Vision. She's a double agent.
Where is that comment at?
That's somewhere in Ultimates.
Oh, I thought somebody commented that. My bad.
Oh no, yeah, it's just a thing that happens in the book that like, but because like we have the reveal that that Janet is informing on them to Nick Fury.
Yeah.
That like she kind of fades into the background a little bit, and Ant-Man with her, and then when it cycles back around that actually she's a triple agent.
Mm-hmm.
Well, double agent really, because Vision is actually just the Human Torch, but time shifted again.
Another thing that like conceptually is like, oh cool, they paid off his going and disappearing and basically dying earlier on to do this, and okay, oh, we're not going to do anything else with this. Okay,
we're not going to do anything with that. Yeah. Gets one issue.
Yep. Just one. And I guess that's kind of the rub, and maybe that's just a result of the state of the comic book industry, and they can't wait, just start things over with new number ones and shit. So
right, it can't wait. I also think that there is a fear when it comes to something like the Ultimate Universe that
it becomes more popular.
Not because initially it was very popular, right? And I think that like once it's long in the tooth enough, it's competing with itself, right? Like it's competing with the main Marvel universe.
Yeah.
And creates an awkward spot for new readers. So I think ending it isn't the worst idea. I think they should have planned that more gracefully. Because yeah, I think Mark has it that we did dodge this problem. We did dodge it being written by Mark Millar or being like Ultimatum.
That yeah.
Because I think like if they had, because the reason we had Ultimatum was because the original Ultimate Universe, its continuity got so in the weeds they just like, let's fucking kill everyone. And that is both a bad comic and a bad story, and it should feel bad.
Okay, so I got the Marvel thing, Midnight Marvel thing pulled up here so we can take a look at that real quick.
Yeah.
But I just want to say that in doing so and Googling to find this, I learned that there is a thing called the Midnight Marvel hibiscus plant. So.
Okay.
Information that you now have.
If you want to get me a birthday present, I guess.
Yeah. And on that note, I do want to show this one message from Mr. Doom here, from the Ultimate Doom. I think it's a good one. And we can check it out.
Yeah.
Well, it's a realization you had rather than.
Just because you're broken doesn't mean you need to be fixed.
Oh, happy birthday, Mel Brooks! Damn.
Happy birthday to Mel Brooks! Holy shit, dude!
He's still getting those the Spaceball royalties and stuff.
Yeah, triple digits, my man.
My man. Does Jason Momoa say that in Supergirl? I hope so.
I didn't get a chance to see it.
I don't remember, but he does say Bastich a lot.
Okay, cool. I mean,
does he refer to himself as the main man?
Yes.
Okay, 10 out of 10. The movie's perfect. All right, I don't care about anything else.
All right,
that's it.
Midnight Marvel. Marvel ushers in Midnight Universe with same-day launch cross titles. Midnight X-Men, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, all launching the same day in October. Look, well, my birthday month, and it's got horror vibes, so I'm down for it. I'll check it out maybe. For over 80 years, Marvel heroes have inspired hope. This October, that hope dies in the shadows of the Midnight Universe, a new publishing line where top creators unleash haunting new visions of Marvel's greatest icons. Nightmare begins with 3 titles: Midnight X-Men by Jonathan Hickman and Matteo
We're putting
Della.
Hickman back on X-Men, but they swore weren't there like comics YouTubers who swore that Hickman would never write X-Men again because there was some bad blood. Wait a minute, hold on, that was all bullshit.
I do want to say that having read the first several issues of this Nova Centurion run, the art is fantastic, so that's exciting. Midnight Fantastic Four by Benjamin Percy and Kev Walker.
Nice.
Infernal Hulk also has some cool art that I can see being. I mean, it's very horror.
And yeah, he's a good horror artist. Yeah, for sure.
And then Philip Kennedy Johnson. I guess
that one I'm not familiar with.
You know Philip Kennedy Johnson? Okay. The debut issues of all 3 titles will hit stands on October 7th, right before my birthday. The only new Marvel Comics released that day. An impactful and rare move reflecting the project's unique scope and potential to group readers. Dark, unpredictable, unmissable, the Midnight Universe draws in longtime fans and newcomers alike to enter a terrifying new world where anything can happen. Interconnected by rich lore building, Marvel's most definitive modern creators are given free rein to reimagine heroes with shocking twists and chilling transformations in boundaryless, creator-driven storytelling that will keep readers on edge issue after issue. The X-Men no longer fight for acceptance, they hunger for blood. The Fantastic Four venture into unknown, not to save the world, but to unleash terror upon it. And Spider-Man discovers that with great power comes something monstrous.
Delicious.
The light had its turn. So Midnight X-Men is
it like so we're back to Vampire Storm.
Yep. And it looks like maybe a Nightcrawler is potentially a priest who kills vampires or something. Maybe
that's cool. That's a vibe. I don't hate that.
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. The shadows of New York City are stalked by vampires and mutant empires. The sword of Damocles hangs over the peace between these 2 species and the factions within them. An outright war is brewing, and the unturned will be caught in the crossfire. Returning to X-Men to deliver another visionary reinvention of mutant kind, Hickman said, "I haven't been this excited about a book in a very long time. There are certain kinds of projects that I think most fans prefer for me to be working on. Ambitious stories with intricate plots and long-form payoffs." Yeah, I mean, at least he's self-aware.
Yeah, he knows what people want from him.
I mean, so I would imagine this is like, honestly, his Avengers versus Aliens, is whatever it was called.
Yeah.
Started out and I didn't think much of it. I was like, there's some kind of interesting stuff here or whatever. But like by the end of it, like when it wraps up, it hit me all at once. Like, this has been fucking great. Like everything that seemed, I kind of felt like wasn't going anywhere and was kind of just like, oh, what's that about? It all went somewhere and made some sense by the end.
I think the only thing I didn't like about that is that, and I know he wasn't on X-Men when it switched over to the Mr. Sinister Power Hour.
Yeah.
But I feel like towards the end of AVA, when it did become the Mr. Sinister Power Hour, I was like, this guy again. Like, I'm a little done with you, man.
Oh yeah, I mean, it was like 1-2 pages basically where he became a Venom kind of thing, and it was pretty because then he basically gets eaten.
Yeah, he gets eaten. Yeah.
Sinister hubris and all. He's like, oh look, I made a thing. It's gonna be really cool. Oh no, it's gonna kill me now.
Yeah. But I was just kind of sick of him by that point. So.
Sure. Yep. So then we got Midnight Fantastic Four, which is apparently like kind of eldritch horror
stuff. Yeah, that's cool.
Kind of thing that they get wrapped up in rather than the traditional thing.
So then I wonder, like, is this going to be one of those like Earth 3 things where like, Dr. Doom is trying to stop Reed Richards from summoning Cthulhu or whatever?
It might be that.
I don't hate.
But I mean, seeing I mean, look, it's Ben Percy. He knows how to write some pretty cool horror action comics. I think he's pretty good at it, with enough tongue-in-cheek humor to make it work.
Yeah, right. I've not read a bad horror story by him that I can recall.
And Midnight Spider-Man's got some nipple there, apparently. I've not seen this cover. That's pretty fucking cool.
That's a freaky ass cover. Holy shit.
Wow.
That's a freaky fucking cover.
That is striking.
And so the Midnight Marvel is going to be like a whole new publishing imprint. They're doing like the Ultimate Universe.
Same thing. Yeah. That's what I kind of predicted basically is that once they, wrapped up this Ultimate Universe, they're going to come up with a new, and I honestly, it's what I said they should do. If they're not going to keep it going, then they want, they want to keep number ones starting over again for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes sense. I think it makes all the sense in the world, really.
To
kind of do something like this, try out different, things. I wish that they felt confident in doing it with like a new IP, maybe, because it is
some new characters.
May get tired eventually, where it's like, okay, here's another version of Spider-Man. Great, they're pirates now. Okay,
cool. Yeah, it's we used to just have that in one book, and it was called Exiles.
Yep. A young Peter Parker is transformed into a hideous spider hybrid by the ruthless Oscorp Corporation in their pursuit for eternal life. When Oscorp begins to use secrets unlocked by his mutation to create more human-animal hybrids, Peter embraces his grotesque new form to stop it. So he's basically doing, is it like the kind of like running in full force with the, when he had the extra arms?
I think so. Yeah, something like that. Wouldn't surprise me.
And on October 7th, celebrating the anniversary there of, no, I'm sorry, that's terrible.
Yeah.
And then there's this, which I don't honestly care about at all. DNX. It's a Fantastic Four and X-Men
event. Yeah,
together, smash the toys together with Dark Beast, or not Dark Beast, this other Beast,
Darkest Beast. Because that's the Beast that died. That was the Beast from Krakoa.
Right? Yeah, it's original Beast.
It's original Beast. That's actually Beast. The Beast on the X-Men is a different guy. Also named Hank McCoy.
But he's just an earlier model,
Yeah, but he's a clone, right?
This is some of the worst art in of a modern comic.
Oh, what did they do to him?
What the fuck? And this is like the main cover, I think, or at least the one that was used to advertise this at first. Like,
why does it look like he has a flesh chin strap? The fuck did you do, guys? Stop.
Cyclops has been seeing too much of a glow up, so they needed to fucking take him down a peg, I guess.
Yeah, shit. They put some hate on him. Fuck. I do find it funny because we didn't really get a chance to stream for a while together. Did you guys see like the week of videos that were just like glazing Scott Summers? Rightfully so, but like just a bunch of different creators put out like, boy, Scott Summers is cool now videos.
I saw a few of those, yeah.
I saw them listed. I didn't really watch any of them. But.
I watched a couple of them. I mean, after I watched two, I'm like, oh, this is just all the same video. But like, I feel like they owe Dane and I something because like I feel like we were talking about how great Cyclops got like a couple years ago. We already had this conversation.
Well, people have been talking about how awesome Cyclops is for a long time.
Like, yeah, real fans been talking about Cyclops for a while, but honestly, I've even as a fan, I've always kind of felt that he was harsh and Logan's mellow, and I wanted him to get the fuck out of the room.
See, I didn't like him because he was a deadbeat dad.
I one of the many reasons, yes.
That was my main like. Once I found out like Cable's origin, I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. So like Scott Summers just like fucking left his kid, left his wife. The fuck, dude, you suck. Like you're just a bad dad. The fuck.
I think honestly we can thank Jonathan Hickman because it wasn't until Krakoa when Hickman was like, no, look, he can be laid back and like confident.
Yeah, he can be chill.
Not being so uptight about everything, and also uses powers in really fucking cool ways. And from that, other people were like, "Oh, we can do that with him now." Okay.
Wait, he can be cool? Fuck, let's make him cool.
And then you got the X-Men '97 version, which is just kind of pinnacle of that, right? With the goddamn landing that he did in that first episode.
Oh yeah. He's just the first scene of that where he's in the warehouse with Storm and Bishop, and he just bounced it around using his I-beams. It's like fucking hell, dude.
Really cool. I'm sure we'll get more of that type of stuff in this season. But I've just learned that Kieran Gillen is writing this. Which is probably the next best thing. He's up there, with if it's not Hickman, rather, then I'll take that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, Claremont's writing on it too.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, look, Claremont already did write on it, basically, because that's what the Brood was.
That's the Brood were, yeah.
the Brood was Claremont went and saw Alien and was like, "Oh man, I really want to incorporate
I want
that."
to do that, guys. Can you see
Like,
this Alien movie?
Okay,
Shit.
that's okay, I'll work with it. Yeah. All right. I'm into it. At the same time, I want to check real quick and see if Marvel has paid that fucking colorist yet.
Yes. Get the colorist update.
I'll have to look into it more because I can't see immediately. But
yeah,
fill me in on the lore here.
So there was a colorist that had turned in, I think, 5 completed projects before deadline, and I don't know if they were covers or full issues or what, but they had not been paid, and they had not for like a while, and they had not been able to successfully get anyone to just pay them. Come to find out, it has to do with, remember, Disney had those layoffs recently, and some of those were in the kind of the accounting portion of Marvel, and that basically gummed up the works when it comes to apparently getting some people paid, but not all of them.
Sounds like a lot of contractors and stuff weren't getting paid.
It's almost like having people work as independent contractors rather than salaried employees is kind of a stupid idea.
What, Bob? But my capitalism, that's my emotional support economic abuse.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that a little bit more because I don't see it. Fucking Google's terrible now. I hate it.
Yeah, Google is the worst. It's crazy how shit it is now.
I guess we'll all have to go back to Ask Jeeves.
I mean, in the arts, most authors are contractors. I mean, like when you have someone that you have agreed upon, like you're going to do this number of things, like you can, I don't know. There's got to be some type of a better way to do it than this. You know what I'm saying?
That the industry standard is that they're contractors doesn't mean that has to be the case.
Yeah, just because it's the way it's done doesn't mean it has to be done that way.
Things have always been, even though it's kind of crappy. Let's never change anything. That's cool. Not in my house, sir. All right. Hey, what y'all want to talk about anything before we get out of here? We good?
I just wanted to say I've been enjoying. I stumbled upon a content genre I did not know I needed earlier this week, or maybe last week, and I would describe it as swolcialist muscle mommies. Shaming Pete Hegseth.
Oh,
it's really.
Those are two of my favorite things.
I came across it on Instagram. There's a couple of accounts I follow there who are just, hot fitness ladies, and so it started showing. What?
You don't have a video for us, do you?
I don't have one queued up, no, but I shared one in the Discord last week.
Yeah,
but it's basically is they take footage of Pete Hegseth working out with troops and doing like he has terrible form and he can barely do any of these exercises, and then they film themselves doing the same exercises better than any man in the video, including the soldiers, like with perfect form. And then they'll have either a voiceover or some text on the screen advocating for some universal healthcare or some policy or something like that. But I think the video that I shared in the Discord was of the lady doing a monologue about how the fitness industry itself is kind of individualist and doesn't focus on, like it builds its content model on shaming people into not working out. When it doesn't account for social factors like food deserts and poor access to healthcare and all that other stuff that prevent people from being able to even have an exercise routine at all. And I've just been enjoying watching my swocialist muscle mommies do their.
Do you remember the name of it? Like, what's it called?
In the Discord? Let me see if I can find it.
I mean, just the video, the channel, or the whatever.
I don't remember the name of the channel, but I will do a quick search in our Discord to find it here. Let's see.
Oh, you know what we do? I got this. Check this out.
Sweet. It's so... God damn it, Dane.
Look, sometimes it's just
Okay.
too obvious. I can't not do it. It just
I can put. Let me see if I can put the link in the private chat if you want to see it. Let's see.
That's a pretty basic thing to be able to do. I believe.
For some reason, the screen is not showing me the private chat here. Let's see.
I fixed it. Yeah, I mean, it makes more sense now, right? It at least works as a comedy now to some extent, whereas it did not work as anything prior.
It was no thing.
Now it has exactly one gag that is, it's the oldest gag in the book, but it's there.
Yeah.
All right, I just put it in private chat. For some reason, I'm getting lag on my end, so you should have gotten it.
I got it. Yep.
I just saw it. Yeah. All right. Well, while you're loading that up, I want to show up the thing I showed you guys earlier because I'm very proud of it. So I have been painting a lot of minis lately.
Tell them how many.
I have a lot of minis built up in my gray pile of shame that
How many
I'm
done this
trying
year?
to paint. What's up?
How many have you done this year?
70. Today I did my 70th. So this is one I did today. Put this bad guy for the camera, and I am very proud of the axe. I can see if the camera will focus on it right. But I managed to get this frost pattern on the axe and have the gold and the runes come through, and I am very proud of my work. So just showing that off to everybody.
Nice work.
Thank you.
Forgive me for being mistrustful of your attitude here, Chatter. It seems like a weird tone to take about somebody who's successfully trolling fascists.
You can the modern internet, if you can imagine any niche topic, it will have both an audience and creators making said content.
It just kind of strikes me as
okay. That's a thing you can share.
I can if I adopt that same tone, I could say, you see all kinds of these fucking people in comments and chats and stuff like that, where they're just like, oh, nothing is impressed with them. They're just cynical and dismiss everything because they're so fucking so cool or whatever. Meanwhile, we know that you probably aren't.
Yeah. To address a more helpful chat question, Jay Kung asked if that's Warhammer, and yeah, it's a Warhammer Horus Heresy mini. It's a Space Wolves Terminator.
So at the request of Yanru, I put the link in the public chat as well. So, but it looks like Dane has queued the video up.
I got it right here. Let's check her out.
Play that funky music, white girl.
Swole.
Of fitness, but as a white woman and fitness professional, I recognize that my experiences with health and opportunity are not universal. I also believe that understanding health disparities is crucial to understanding health itself, and the disparities are hard to ignore. Black women in America are still more than 3 times as likely to die from pregnancy-related causes as white women. Black Americans experience higher rates of preventable disease, shorter life expectancy, and are more likely to receive care at lower-rated hospitals, even when higher-rated facilities are nearby. When you compare the maps, a pattern emerges. States with large Black populations in the South, Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, Arkansas, and Georgia, are often the same places facing some of the nation's worst healthcare outcomes, highest obesity rates, and greatest barriers to accessing healthy food. Many believe and boldly claim that obesity and health are simply a matter of individual choices, but it's much harder to prioritize health when communities face limited healthcare access, food deserts, higher poverty rates, and fewer resources overall. And that's the conversation we need to be having, because health isn't fostered in gyms alone. It's shaped by policy, access to clean water, nutritious food, affordable housing and healthcare, air quality, safe public spaces, and countless other factors that influence health long before someone steps into a gym. I catch a lot of flack for attempts to discuss the politics of fitness, but as a white woman and
fuck, rad.
So that woman's entire Instagram account is content like that, but a lot of it is just shaming Pete Hegseth.
Was she
as you saw a clip at the beginning. What?
Was she saying something?
I believe she was.
Yeah.
I was
Just
hard,
gonna
hard to make out, I'm sure. But
I heard some kind of, yeah, no, I'm kidding. Yes, what she was saying was that's actually really awesome that she's doing that. But I mean, it was also a bit hard to focus.
I didn't have a problem. I don't know.
I had no problem focusing. I just may not have been focusing on what she was saying. But so because I found this account, the algorithm on Instagram started showing me other muscle mommies who are making similar content. And most of it is centered around every time Pete Hegseth comes out and does some kind of workout with the troops where he has terrible form and can't complete enough reps to make any difference. They show themselves doing that same exercise better than him and usually better than any of the troops.
A lot of it.
Yeah.
Did you see the one clip where he was like, he thought that he could that the camera wasn't on him or something, so he was just kind of like,
yeah.
He caught the camera and he was like, and he just tried to play it off. Yeah.
Yes.
I guess it's showing me this because he's a cock.
That is a cock.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You could have always just scroll back to the original video.
I know how it works.
I don't know how Instagram works, honestly. I am too old, young. I don't know. I've retired from social media.
Wowzers. I gotta say, man, that is a butt.
It is indeed a butt.
I'm looking for Pete Hegseth.
He's usually not in the thumbnail.
Probably not. Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't put if I was gonna have Pete Hegseth in a video, I wouldn't put him in the thumbnail because that's a turnoff. Like, if I could show off that body or Pete Hegseth, I'm showing off that body every time.
Yeah. Well, the point is that to post a thirst trap for fitness fetishists, and then they see woke content, and it kind of pisses them off. But they're also fapping, so they can't look away.
They can't. They can't help themselves.
They have to choose between fapping and getting a political lesson or not fapping. And I think a lot of them choose the
FAPcast today.
Yep. And this is the joke. We got you.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get out of here.
It's been 2, so I think we'll skedaddle.
And I know that we've been promising content for a while. I want to let everybody know that it is entirely on me that it has not happened yet. I've been having health stuff, and I'm dealing with, and I've not been able to, mainly because I just to be straight up, I know that once we start putting the content out, that I'm gonna need to keep putting content out. I'm gonna feel compelled to, and I just want to get to a point where I'm like, okay, I'm ready to do this, commit to this, and let's fucking go. But life keeps happening. So
yeah, we're at the point we did another listen through. We're at about one more editing pass, and then we will the first episode will officially be in the can.
Yeah.
And then shortly after that, the second one will be in the can. So that'll be two cans, which kind of looks like that.
Step 1, record podcast. Step 2, step 3, profit.
Yep.
Wait, Bob, I didn't know you were a podcast gnome. Dan, why do we let a podcast gnome onto the show?
Step 3, profit.
Me and Jennifer actually reference that pretty regularly about stuff.
Yeah, it's, my brother who was over here yesterday also
is the best
about
South Park
that.
jokes. Seriously, it's genuinely great.
Mm-hmm. Also,
it is a timeless meme for sure. Very versatile meme.
It's getting a lot of I've used it at work in reference to certain things the tech industry is doing. Just the AI thing is to make a large language model and buy all the hardware. That's step 1. Step 2. Step 3, profit. This will work.
Yeah, I saw a great, I know we're trying to get out of here, but I saw a great TikTok the other day reminding people that about 10 years ago, all of these tech bros were convinced that the Segway was going to revolutionize city infrastructure, and we're just trying to force the Segway into everything. So remember that whenever they talk about how AI is going to change the world. That just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Remember the Segway and how bad that failed.
Remember the Segway like it's the fucking Alamo.
And how convinced all of them were that the Segway was going to revolutionize society.
Meanwhile, if you are not familiar with the creator, Dr. Kalen Conrad, you should go check them out.
They do great work.
And they've been doing a lot of, in the last year or more, focus on AI shit and I mean, this month they're actually doing a pretty interesting series. Like last week, it was like, is the gay voice really a thing? Like, scientifically, kind of what is the gay voice?
Right.
I haven't watched the new one, but it's like, do I look gay? Like,
Do I look gay?
Pride content. It's cool.
Chat, chat. Poll for chat. Do I look gay?
Do I look gay to you? Do we come off as gay?
Yeah. I was side thing. Me and Jennifer kind of were messing with each other. She was messing with me because I said that John Marco's the rest of the comedian. I was like, he really comes off as gay. He's not. He's a great good woman. It matters. He's hilarious. He's just awesome. He hangs out with money and it's on Pike.
You're breaking up, Dane. I can't hear you.
Okay, I can't hear a word you're saying.
Oh no.
Oh, there we go. You sound a little better.
Anyway, I was getting into a whole nother thing. We don't need to do that. But point being,
Okay.
I have bad gaydar. Is what I'm saying.
Well, it's been established that if you like women, that's gay.
That's true.
So really, yeah, I'm pretty gay.
I
If
like
you find women
so much I
attractive, you're
became
gay
one.
now.
Yeah.
But what if you find them attractive and also you like see them as like independent agents with their own minds and experiences that are worthy of
Super gay.
consideration?
You're actually a lesbian.
That's where you just use the F slur, I think, at that point, right?
No, you're a lesbian. That's what a lesbian is. Dane, you're a lesbian. I'm sorry. I can't.
I knew it.
I can give you your card if you want.
Yeah.
Let me know.
Now I can make that joke that dudes used to make back in the day. I must be a lesbian because I love eating pussy.
That unironically though, that's how the manosphere is now. Like that's like they're like, if you like women, you must be gay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm sure. I guess I'm gay.
It's a weird way to cope with the fact that women don't want to fuck you, is what it is.
It's a weird, yeah.
Yes,
You're telling
yeah.
on yourself.
Or just closeted, self-hate. I'm not sure.
Which, yeah, guys, it's a bad look.
Well, yeah, it's projection of their own denial of their own homoeroticism and unintentionally revealing that their method doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Their method for getting women doesn't work, and no women want to fuck them.
Not a one.
But in response to that, I have this to say to those motherfuckers. Just that, well,
fuck off. Fuck right off forever with the power of 1,000. They're lying and they know they're lying. They know they're full of shit. They know they're lying. They know it's bullshit. We're done playing around with you. We don't like you. We want no relationship with you. We view you as the enemy because you are the enemy. If you're pro-genocide, that's not just one area of disagreement. That is, you are immoral. You are unethical. You are evil. That's evil. You can't say like Dan Goldman, I'm progressive on all these things except on this one issue, I'm a fascist.